Amber Kaiser. I'm the novelist working on the Angel Punk project. My first book I wrote in 2nd grade. It was called The Natural History of a Bruise. And I illustrated it myself and crocheted the cover. I was kind of a practical kid and a practical young person, and it's not really a career path you pick when you're in college. I'm going to be a young adult fantasy writer, I think. The beautiful thing about writing, as opposed to like, say, the NBA, is that it's a craft and you can get better. And so I am constantly driving myself to be a better and better writer and create the best story I can tell in the most compelling way. So this is my desk where I usually work. I like to work here because I have a great view of the trees. I'm right in the tops of the tree. I'm right in the trees, so I see birds in the springtime. And then when the leaves are down, like right now, I get to see out to the Coast Range. I think I've been a good example of constant reinvention. So in my teenage years, I was a ballet dancer and a professional ballet and modern dancer. In my early 20s, I worked in psych counseling for a while. Then I decided I wanted to be a scientist and went back to school and got a PhD in genetics. When I was finishing up my PhD, our family experienced a pretty serious tragedy, and I really needed to be in Portland. And that meant that an academic career wasn't really a good fit for me anymore. When I'm writing the first draft, I am pretty disciplined. I put my kids on the bus, I sit down at the desk and at 9:30 and I write until they get off the bus. And I usually have a goal of trying to get at least 1,000 words written a day. I have always loved and continue to love the great fantasy epic with an underdog hero, and I think I've always had this secret fantasy that someday I would write those kinds of books. The real work of writing a book happens in revision. So that's what I'm doing this morning. I have this giant stack of comments from Scott, this giant stack of comments from Devin and Kevin, and then I'm part of a critique group that meets once a month, and we exchange manuscripts and give each other really serious feedback on manuscripts. So I also have a whole bunch of comments from our meeting last night that I'm going to try and incorporate into the revision. The most important thing to me, it's about the story that I'm living and creating a narrative that is full of adventure and excitement and hopefully a happy ending.